everybody, welcome into another season of the Coach O Show. We'll provide for you an inside look at Northern Michigan football. My name is Ryan Beckman, alongside head football coach Chris Ostrowski. Coming up on this week's show, we take a look back at the Wildcats' season opener against the Northwood Timberwolves. We'll talk with defensive coordinator Joe Ballard, look at highlights and preview the home opener against the Quincy Hawks. But Coach, good to be back doing this with you once again.
Yeah, thank you. It's exciting and it's a cool show, and happy to do it.
Well, let's talk about the season opener against Northwood out on the road to start the season. Yeah. Unfortunately, a 20-7 loss. What were your thoughts on the game?
I think it was an emotional day with the passing of their head football coach, and I think heading into the game, we knew that. I don't think you have to be a football expert to understand you can't fumble it the first 2 times you touch it. Mm-hmm. We did that. On consecutive football plays. We threw 2 picks in the end zone. You can't turn the football over in this league 5 times and think you're going to win. With that being said, I thought we battled a little bit late. I think our defense played really well, and there's no hit the panic button here after week 1 with 10 more to go. I thought we had a really good day on Sunday immediately after. Get back to work and get ready for Quincy.
How important is that first day back to work to make sure everybody's on target and getting off a good start?
Important. I think the critical thing when you're entrenched in this thing and you're really involved in a team setting, it's the same token when you win. You have to have the ability to move forward. You can't let a team like Northwood beat us twice now. Right. In the same token, if you win the football game, you can't feel like you've arrived because there's another team waiting to play you. So the next day is critical. There's no doubt.
Well, as you mentioned, the defense played well. They were put in a lot of tough spots throughout the day, but able to respond and came up big in some places.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think our defense will continue to get better. I think when you have a defense that's built on speed and physicality, you got a chance, and I think that's the way our defense is built.
Some good plays on offense as well. Trey Hipke, as we'll see a little bit later on, with some Marcus Tucker as well, and especially that wide receiver position this year for you guys seems to be a real strong spot.
Yeah, I think we've got some depth there. There's no question. Our offense is predicated on tempo, and it's predicated on rhythm. And I think if you've seen us play and you have an understanding of offensive football, when we're in rhythm, we're really good. And when we're out of rhythm, you're not very good. We have to find a constant comfort zone to always be able to put ourselves in a rhythm place, if you will, offensively. And it all starts with understanding the importance of ball security, taking care of the football. And that'll be an emphasis for us.
All right, well, we'll take a break and take a look at the highlight, or talk with Joe Ballard next here on the Coach O Show.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Thanks for joining us tonight. And our guest, defensive coordinator for the Wildcats, Joe Ballard. And Joe, let's first talk about Saturday. A tough 27 loss, but the defense really played well. What were your thoughts from the defense on Saturday?
I was proud of the way they came out and they played. They executed with the plan, stopping the option football, and they did a good job for the most part, but loss is a loss.
Let's talk about some of those guys on the defensive side of the ball, and a lot of key pieces there. And your senior captain linebacker, Levi Perry. Start with him.
Yeah, Levi's doing a phenomenal job right now. Practices hard, works hard, does everything that we're asking him to do. LJ listing him next to him at the Mike position. They're really plugging up the middle right now and doing a good job there. In the secondary, Brandon August and Julian Hornbacker are doing a good job getting the defense in the right calls and getting them aligned and getting them set up. Chris Washington's doing a phenomenal job, and Keyshawn Walker and Laquan Middleton helping out there. And then at the D-line, they're giving us everything they got. They're working hard with Dante Holmes and Jerry Vuxen, and Austin McCarthy had a good game, and so they're doing their job, and they're working hard at it.
What has been the one thing that has stood out to you about this defense this year?
They're flying around. They come to practice. They're playing with a lot of emotion, a lot of heart. They're playing for for Northern Michigan right now.
Hey, we mentioned Levi Perry as the captain, but you mentioned all those other guys and all guys capable of stepping up and being a leader on this football team.
For sure, there's a lot of guys that right now they know their role. They're doing what they have to do, and whether it's being a leader or following by example and doing the things they need to do.
Well, you mentioned LJ Liston, played at Rutgers. What has he brought in his short time here at Northern Michigan?
You know, he brings a lot of heart. He brings a lot of emotion. He's doing the things that we need the guys to see. He's making everybody kind of step up their level, get to the level of where we need them to be.
How about some other guys, fresh faces on this defense? Who have you seen that stood out this year?
Yeah, Logan Mahone is doing a good job right now. He's playing that nose spot for us. He came in. He's a young kid, but he's taken to the defense. He's taken to the coaching, and he's working.
Let's talk about the defensive staff. You've got a lot of great guys on that defensive staff and a lot of continuity. Talk about that and how much that really kind of helps.
Yeah, Coach Maz is doing a phenomenal job. He's with the special teams and he's with the linebackers, and he's he's there every day to work hard, and he knows his job and he's doing a really good job at it. So John Perella's working with the D-line, and he's as hardworking as a guy as you can be, and he's a pleasure to be around too. So he's easy to show up every day. And Coach Beard came in from Louisville, and he's doing a good job with the corners. And then we have Brad Kotz, who was a player last year, that's doing a great job too.
Very briefly, what do you hope to see from the defense as the season goes on?
I just want them to keep getting better, keep working, show up to play every day, and really buy into the schemes that we put together week to week.
All right, Coach, well, we appreciate it, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that's Wildcat defensive coordinator Joe Ballard joining us here on the Coach O Show. We'll take a break and get into the highlights next, right after this. Welcome back to the Coach O Show. Time now to get into the highlights from the Wildcats' season opener against the Northwood Timberwolves down in Midland. And Coach, I know this is one of your favorite parts of the show.
Yeah, we're back. This is exciting to talk football a little bit with you, Ryan. And as we look here, one of our basic deals is obviously to spread the field a little bit, and this is a great football play for us, and what it does is it showcases a true freshman at running back, young man from suburban Chicago, who's come in and just been a ball of fire for us, and Jake Mayon, and we just kind of hit this computer here and roll a little bit, and we see ourselves go and make a play here, and this is a basic look for us. And Jake just does a great job keeping his feet moving, breaking a tackle, get to the next level. He's going to be a special player for us. It was a good football play for us as we get going. And like we said here, this kind of shows the tight copy. So for you, everyone at home, we try to do an understanding of videotaping the wide and then the tight, so we can get a great deal of teaching in from the offensive and defensive line perspectives. And then obviously the wide takes care of the skilled players. So this just gives us a view of the same play from the other side, and you can see just good vision, good strength, good power, gets himself upfield, and that was a nice football play for us. So, go ahead, Ryan. Yeah,
you talked about Jake Mayon a lot in preseason camp, but what sold you on him? What about him have you liked so far?
Yeah, I think he's come in and has competed. The thing about Jake that we work so hard in as a football staff is you want football players that truly love football, that love competing, that love the grind. I think that's so important. I think there's a lot of guys out there that talk football, but to actually go out there and embrace the grind makes Jake really special. And he's the package. He really is. He's a good boy. He's a good student. Comes from a great family, and we're excited to have him here and excited to see him continue to grow in the program.
Yeah, absolutely. After seeing him in week one, we'll see what transpires the rest of the way for him. Yeah. So
we're getting ourselves here in a big third down situation. Obviously, again, the spread set, and basically we're getting ourselves an understanding. We stand in the pocket, and when you stand in the pocket and you let the thing develop and you let it out of your hand, good things can happen, and we're able to crease it there. And this is a young man in Trey Hipke that I can't tell you how proud I am of Trey. He's a young man from Wisconsin. Just does a great job for us, and he's right there in the slot, closest to the bottom there. Just makes a great catch. Gosh, keeps running. That might be a touchdown. So that was a big play in the game for us. And then again, you just see the same play from the reverse view with the protection. and understanding the importance of protecting the quarterback so he can stand tall. Shea makes a really good football throw, and we've got a good conversion there, and we move the chains.
Trey Hipke, a guy that has really grown in his time at NMU from last year with 42 receptions and 4 receptions on Saturday.
For sure, yeah, he was special, no question about it. This is towards the end here, and we got to come up with a score quick, and again, you got yourself in a spread set, and Shea does a nice job putting the ball in the air, and this was definitely not an easy throw, and Marcus Tucker makes a great catch for the touchdown. So that was a great way to cap off that drive, and just a good football play, good sound red zone football. And again, protection's pretty good. Stand tall and deliver, and you got yourself a touchdown.
And how many times have we seen Marcus Tucker make a great football play?
There's no doubt he's been really special for us, and we're looking forward to a great season from Marcus.
Yeah, what have you seen from him here in his senior campaign, and now a 2-time captain?
Yeah, I think he's just a leader. I think he's a young man that's got a tremendous voice in that locker room, and yeah, I'm going to miss him desperately when he leaves. Just a joy kid to be around, completely entrenched in what it means to be a Wildcat. And Ryan, we're trying to build this thing, and it's easy to be entrenched in being a winner. When you got guys that are just trying to find that answer, that continually show great support and loyalty to me and the program, it's pretty awesome.
All right, well, we'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. We'll check out the defensive highlights when we come back.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by
Back here on the Coach O Show as we continue looking at highlights from the Wildcats' season opener against Northwood. We've already taken a look at the offensive highlights, so let's get into the defensive side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it all starts with our plan. I think Coach Ballard and our defensive staff did an amazing job understanding the importance of responsibility football, and just was so impressed on our product from a defensive perspective. I thought we were fast. I thought we were prepared. I thought we were physical. I thought we were downhill. Great start to building the foundation for a football program. I mean, we all know if you go out and you win a bunch of games 50-55, at some point your luck's gonna run out.
Sure.
But when you play good defense, and I can't believe I'm saying this as an old offensive coordinator, but when you play good defense, you got a chance to win every week. We'll fix our deal on offense. There's no question about it. This group came to play. They were physical. They were fast, and I was proud of them.
Absolutely.
As we get going, obviously Northwood is an option football team, and they'll run the triple, and they'll run versions of the veer, and then they'll do a bunch of different things within their read option. So it's all about responsibility. I've got the quarterback, you've got the pitch, you've got the dive, I've got the dive, you've got the quarterback. So it's you really got to be disciplined when you're going against a team like that. I think we were pretty disciplined here. So as we get going here, we take a look at a football play. Critical moment on a 3rd down, and this was one of the times when they drop back the pass. We do a great job get pressure. That's redshirt freshman Austin McCarthy, also from Wisconsin, does a tremendous job getting pressure here. We've got a great turnover. Dante Holmes scoops and scores. Is just a heck of a kid as well, and scoops and gets tackled there on the 5-yard line, and we had some deals there at the end, but just a really aggressive, good football play for us. In regards to getting pressure, running a stunt up front, executing the stunt, and then playing through the whistle. Not hearing the whistle and keep going. I thought that was a good football play for us.
Yeah, playing through the whistle, something that they always talk about, and something that you just have to do out there.
Yeah, there's no question. Kids have to understand the whistle, and they've got to understand until you hear it, you're going. And I think that's important to structure, especially defensively. We get going here is a big moment. Our back's against the wall a little bit, as you can see. They're approaching that red zone area. Got to come up with a play. Let's watch and see how this played out here. As we get going, again, Northwood's trying to throw it here, and Laquan Middleton, a heck of a kid from New Jersey, a St. Joe's Montville product, does a great job playing this thing and understands, again, completely prepared, seen the route in practice, and we get a little pressure on the quarterback, and we get a huge turnover in the red zone. Great football play for us, comes out, returns it, and He's lucky he got back to the 20-yard line there, Ryan. I'm just telling you. But other than that, again, we're flying around and causing havoc a little bit.
Yeah, Laquan, even last year, as you know, his first year with Northern, really kind of stepped up, and hope to see more of that this year.
There's no doubt about it, and he's on track to graduate. We're proud of him. He's a kid that's stayed committed to the program the whole time. Okay, so now we get going, and this is true speed option here, or load option, is what we would call it from a football perspective. And you see the athleticism of our middle linebacker there. He kind of jumps over the cut block, retracts, and then you got 7 or 8 helmets by the ball, and that's what you want. You want guys swarming to the football and getting after it. And again, we kind of jump over there and make great play, make good sound tackle. That's good football play versus a good club.
Well, linebacker, you're talking about L.J. Liston, 19 tackles on the day, and right. Just a tremendous effort anytime you get 19 tackles.
Yeah, that's a couple games worth. There's no question about it. You know, LJ's a Big Ten product that transferred here. We're thrilled to have him. I think he's going to be a heck of an addition for us. We're lucky to have him. At the same time, he's lucky to be in a program that truly loves him and cares about him. And he's going to graduate from Northern Michigan and have a great career here. So we're excited about it.
Absolutely, and it'll be interesting to watch the growth of the defense again this year. We'll take a break here on the Coach O Show. Come back with the final segment after this. Welcome back to the Coach O Show as we head to the final segment tonight. Wildcats getting set for their home opener on Saturday. The Quincy Hawks will be in town, and Coach, always exciting to play at the Dome, and especially with the home opener as well.
Always exciting to be in the Superdome, Superior Dome, obviously. Superdome would put us where?
New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah. It's actually Mercedes-Benz Dome now.
That's right.
Yeah, it's always great to be home and play at home, and on opening day, it should be a phenomenal atmosphere, and I know our students come out in big numbers for the opener. Exciting.
Well, it'll be the season opener for the Quincy Hawks. Any advantage for you guys having played a game and them coming into the first one?
You know, I've been on both sides of the stick. Yeah, I think there's certainly an advantage to understanding the speed of the game and the rhythm of the game. So yeah, I would say there's if you weighed all the pros and cons, there's certainly an advantage to already playing a game to not playing a game.
Let's talk about the Quincy Hawks. You went down last year to Quincy, a 31-14 win over them. They're coming back here this year. A team that was 6-4 last year, had a winning season. What do you expect from them coming in Saturday?
You know, they're solid. The quarterback's a pretty good football player. He's an excellent football player. I know that there's a wide receiver and a tailback there. They're also very good. I believe one of their offensive linemen, the center, was an honorable mention All-American kid. So I think they're well coached. I think they do things the right way. I know they play hard, and you know, to come and play us up here in the Dome, play a GLIAC school, and get a win would be a tremendous achievement there. And we're going to have to play as hard as we can to get it done.
Well, beginning a stretch of 4 the next 5 at home, so an important stretch for this football team early on in the year.
Yeah, no, there's no question. I think this stretch will define our season, and we know that.
Let's talk about what you expect from your team now as you kind of regroup a little bit and head into this week.
Yeah, I expect our players to respond. I thought our Sunday, meaning our Sunday prep day after Northwood, was as good as I can hope. I think sometimes you need that. This is a relevant football program, works very hard with a group of players that really believe in the program. And we're going to keep on chopping and keep on working.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it, and good luck on Saturday.
All right, go Cats.
All right, that's it for this week's edition of the Coach O Show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
The Coach O Show is sponsored by